Alright guys, today we have two issues with the car. First, the blind spot monitoring, also known as the rear vehicle monitoring, is not working. Another issue is the noisy rear view mirror motor, and while awaiting the new part we'll disable it to eliminate the noise. In this case, the RVM or BSM is inhibited by a malfunctioning part of the system, specifically the warning light, which renders the entire system inoperative. In some instances, the warning light may function partially as well. If the symptom is not apparent or the system works occasionally, the most convenient option is to scan the system with a diagnostic tool to determine the issue. Here we have DTC B11, D3, 15 and 0B related to left warning indicator. Luckily for all those issues, there is a simple solution. We need to inspect the wiring of the mirror motor glass and disconnect the mirror motor. The glass is fragile and in many cases it cracks during removal. Therefore, be sure to warm it up with a heat gun. To accelerate the warming process, you can also turn on the heating of the mirror in the car for a few minutes before you start the job. The desired temperature of the glass should be approximately 60 degrees Celsius. If you don't have a thermometer, warm it up from a distance so that the heat gun does not melt the mirror glass. Place your hand under the mirror glass to reach the middle mounting tab and pull the glass outwards. I suspect that the LED connector is being oxidized, but before we repair the RVM, I want to look at the wiring diagram to see what else could go wrong, as well as the most common and possible solutions. So here is our RVM indicator warning light, the small connector attached to the mirror glass. Later on the drawing, the connectors will be marked as A and B. The other side, which is located under the door trim, is approximately in this position. And here is a drawing with its connectors. Pin H, wire color green-white, and pin G, wire color pink-blue, are on the bigger connector. Then we have a connector C15 on the left door and C16 on the right door. The C15 connector is located here between the A pillar and the door. We had many cases where those connectors were heavily oxidized, especially after bodywork repairs. So it is worth bearing that in mind. Pin assignment terminal V and wiring color pink-blue and terminal U with green and white wire, and this connector is on the door side. Then the wires go to the C14 connector, and that is located under the trunk panel on the left-hand side. Pin assignment as marked with a red circle on the connector. Pink, blue, green and white. Next, those wires go to right-hand side rear vehicle monitoring control module connected by a 402 connector. Pin F connected by a green and white wire, and pin J connected by a pink and blue wire. Those connectors are exposed for moisture and mud because they are mounted under the bumper, and we had issues with them only after some bodywork. Another thing worth knowing is the location of the fuse related to the RVM system. It is located in the engine compartment, fuse name CUIG1, and is rated 15 amps. Disconnect all the connectors from the mirror glass. Those 2 points need to be cleaned of any dirt or tarnish. In case of excessive oxidation, replace them. Unfortunately, there is no separate fuse to disable the mirror motor. Therefore, it is necessary to remove the mirror glass and disconnect the wiring. If your mirror is constructed differently from this and you do not have access to the mirror motor wiring, then you will need to remove the top garnish of the mirror housing. I will attach removal procedure at the end of the video. Since I plan to reuse the wiring of the mirror, I will seal it to prevent water entry. You can use any liquid sealant, such as the one used for engines, or insulation tape. For the cleaning process of terminals, I am using an electric cleaner as the first step. Then for cleaning the female terminals, I'm using a male terminal that I've prepared by roughening its surface with 180 degrees sandpaper, which acts as a file. For the male terminal, I'm using a small file to clean the terminal around. Then I'm applying silicone spray or terminal grease to prevent oxidation. Before reassembly, test your connections by switching the ignition on. The warning light should illuminate for a few seconds and then go off. Using the mirror switch, extend both mounting points to their maximum length. To install the mirror glass, warm it up as for removal. Place your hand in the middle of the glass and engage the middle mounting point by pressing it. Then engage the remaining 2 points of the mirror glass. Since the error code stored in the modules could make the system inoperative, clear them and retest. Here is how to remove the top garnish. This construction of the mirror is an example where the mirror motor connector is not accessible when the mirror glass is removed.